Your photography is shit. It's just shit.
Today I'm going to break down reasons why your photography sucks and why you're not getting better at photography even though you've been practicing for long. And I'm going to give you some tips on how to instantly improve your photography. Alright, so we're heading to the library right now, so I'm going to share some tips. But as I'm walking, I'm just going to tell you guys, this is my photography at one point. And this photography is shit, but compared to the photos I get now, there's a huge difference. And I will teach you guys how to get from this to this in a matter of a few tips. The first tip I recommend to get instant results from photography, to improve your photography game, is to always shoot from a lower angle, depending on what kind of mood you're kind of portraying. But shooting from a lower angle generally gives off that vibe of the subject being more powerful than the camera, so kind of makes your subject look like a giant in a way. So using a wide angle lens and shooting from a lower angle can improve your photography depending on the kind of mood you're kind of portraying. Second tip is to use what you have, utilize what you have. You might have a camera that's not good in low light, so then you do something called long exposure photography, or shoot with a shutter speed that is lower, so you can lower down the ISO. So ISO is digital exposure, so you increase the exposure in camera, so you're gaining it rather than adding light. So you're not adding light physically, you're adding it in the camera, you're gaining the exposure in camera, which will create more grain.
You know when iPhones or any phone,
yeah,
especially when they're in dim lighting or low battery, is it that like that first?
When you look in the shadows and it's all mushy and purple and green, yeah, that's what grain is. So when you have grain in the image, it's not sharp.
Sometimes it works for the vibe in it.
So increasing the ISO can be bad for some pictures. So if your camera's not good in low light, utilize the camera. Most cameras, the feature that they lack is not being good in low light, but shoot with a lower shutter, so you can let more light in and decrease the ISO. So when the shutter speed is how long the shutter takes to open and close. So the longer, the more light you let in. So when you see the pictures of cars, for example, like this shot here, you can see there's a trail of light. To achieve that, you have to have a shutter speed open, and I have this open for around 4 to 5 seconds depending on the traffic or depending on how fast the subject is moving. And you practically want the subject to have that moving source of light, so like a tram or even cars. So that's one thing I recommend. Utilize the gear that you have and make use of it, rather than saying, oh, I need to go better gear. Just use what you have. So tip number 3, I recommend you go out there and communicate with people. Like when I travel and I went to Turkey, I got a few pictures of life around. I got a picture of a cat, I got a picture of some people around, like nature shots, or even shots in general about people and like the environment you're in.
Rather than sitting at home and you can take inspiration from anywhere, anything.
Yeah.
Even the most randomest thing. Inspiration is inspiration. It comes to you. You know,
getting out of your comfort zone will only make you grow. I feel like in your comfort zone, you're not gonna grow.
I feel like when you come outside, it's like the perfect environment to work on art.
Even having alone time will help you as a creative person.
100%.
So tip 3 is to go out, communicate, and practice all sorts of photography. Practice what you can. Could be when you're traveling, could be going out, street photography, nature, close-up shots. Practice every sort of photography, because you're going to find out your certain niche that you like. So the 4th tip is to practice. The more you practice something, the better you become at it. As simple as that. That's everything in life. Simple rule. So the more you practice, the better you become at it. So with photography, go out, communicate with people, approach them. Like when I go up to people and I see something unique about them, and maybe there's a certain shape in the eye, or maybe they've got beautiful eyes, I approach them and say to them, can I get a picture of your eye? You're going to get 3 no's and you'll get 1 yes, and that 1 yes will be that photo that you wanted. So you can always approach it. There's no harm in asking. It all comes down to you. The more you practice, the better you become at something. The 5th tip I'd recommend, go to Instagram. You might find something like people think, oh, you should look up to yourself. There's nothing wrong looking up to yourself. Obviously, you always don't look up to yourself. But scrolling to Instagram and finding something, saving some images that you want to create will inspire you. Each person that's created something, they were inspired by something else. If you look at certain people, the way their technique was, they look back at old movies and they replicate that look.
Inspiration.
Yeah.
Something else we can do is, look outside, look at views and stuff. Because, bro, I'm saying the pure forest, for me especially as well, or for you as well, for lots of people, especially one of my favorite artists, Aurora. The main source of inspiration is nature. Because I feel like nature has this essence that other things don't have.
You should always go to nature, because in nature, you're calm, you're peaceful, it's your own place. You can think and reflect, and that's always comes down to art. When you're peaceful in the mind, you'll think of art you want to create, and you want to create it. So always be at peace with yourself, and then that way you create content that you want.
I hope you enjoyed this video. Me and Daniel are going to be collaborating on so many new things. We're going to keep levitating. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you learned something, and I hope you keep moving forward towards your destination, your dreams. towards your goals. We all believe in you, and we believe that anything is possible if we put our minds to it. Be sure to subscribe, as we're hustling just like you are. Be sure to share it to all of your friends and family, and be sure to like and subscribe. Click here to watch another video by Daniel, and click here to subscribe. You know the vibes. Peace.